there's some people who definitely are tired of the not PMA constant criticism of Guild Wars 2,
Yeah.
which I guess is sort of true for us.
Well,
Hey, if you go to a restaurant and they serve the same food every time you go there, and you go there like for the fifth time and you're like, I can't believe they're still serving the same food, and you get mad about it, that's on you. Like, that's your.
Well, so I mean, this is we can talk about this. This is like a very meta topic, especially with I don't know, an interesting community phenomenon involving Georges as well. So I think that's worth a little bit of a mention. But the constant criticism, I'm not even sure how true that is. Okay, are we really that negative all the time? I actually don't think so. I think people tend to listen to content creators, videos, streams, and they take an incredibly one-dimensional view of what people are actually saying, right? Okay, when we're not just saying like the game is complete shit, oh my god, it's completely terrible. What we're saying is that we really wish, we love the game, right? We really wish that it was just better in a few different ways, and that we're just really unhappy with the direction the game is taking. But I don't know. I think it is a bit of a meme at this point, right? I imagine people are already preparing. Yeah, there you go. Look, there's the pastor, right? We've already got the pastor in the chat there with the depression stream. But realistically, I don't think overall that with the communities surrounding the game are actually that negative. Yeah, we do have some things that aren't positive to say about the game. I would say quite a lot of things, unfortunately, are not to certainly my liking, and I think the streaming and video content creation community as well. I think there are some things, quite a lot of things, that are not to the liking of that kind of player, that kind of say, look at this shit. Look, I don't. They're trolling us. They're fucking trolling me. Another day, another depression stream. Oh, I've said nothing negative yet. Okay, I'm smiling as well, guys.
I guess
how
it depends on whether or not you consider pessimism negative. Like, because pessimism, like, in a sense, like, it comes from previously having had hope, which is a positive thing.
Okay, I'm gonna give the example here. Okay, I don't know why Discord is hilariously out of sync, by the way. I don't know what the heck is going on with this video call. Just embrace it, just enjoy it. Okay, but look, I'll give an example of this. So yeah, I think it was yesterday. Someone came in the chat and started talking about they need to rework the new player experience, right? And I got mildly triggered, and I kind of went on a bit of a rant. I said, listen, dude, okay, we shouldn't even bother having these conversations because it's literally never gonna happen, right? Now maybe that was a little excessive, but isn't that not just telling the truth, right? Am I supposed to lie to innocent plebs in the chat, right? I just think that honesty is important, as I think integrity as a content creator is important. And what do you mean? It's not. But look, when people come in the chat, right, and they say, "Hey, should I get invested in this game?" Right?
Yes.
I mean, the answer is no.
And when you get invested, buy from MightyTeapot.
Buy from the exactly.
Every single time.
buy the ultimate edition, dude. Buy them the ultimate fucking edition, right? And then you use that from the referral link. I just think that a lot of questions that people answer, I answer negatively. People ask, I answer negatively, because that's just the right answer, right? I'm no liar. Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth to the plebs. I don't, I want them to actually have a realistic understanding of what they're going into. And if people say that, should I really go hard on Guild Wars 2? I'm going to say no. It should be your side game, right? You should play something else and play Guild Wars 2 on the side. Playing this game constantly and really getting invested in it is basically a recipe for disappointment, because you aren't going to be catered to. You aren't going to be catered to. So I in a way, I think it's positive, right? The game is great. I would never say the game is bad. I say, Guild Wars 2 is an amazing game, right? It's a 10 out of 10 game. It's just not a very good MMO, right? It's a very good single player experience, but if you're in it if you want to go for push for the end game with a lot of social features and stuff like that, it's not that, right? That's not what the game is, right? So you've got to have realistic expectations and understand what the game is actually about. And I feel like just saying that is enough to actually trigger people and upset people and say, oh, Teapot, why are you being so negative? Why are you being so negative? Why are you just fucking why don't you just lie? Okay, just deceive the plebs. Right? I don't know. So I do think that it has become a bit of a meme. The whole negativity, depression stream, crippling depression, umbrella with like the Pepe in the rain. I'm not gonna lie. I think it is. I don't even know what it is actually. I have no idea what it is. You guys explain, because I don't get it. Like, why are people doing this shit? Is it just like a meme, or is it just time?
I was going to say it was a meme, and then I made Coalescence on stream the other day, and it turned into a depression stream. Like instantly went from like super happy and positive to like insta depression stream, like immediately.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to go into that rant again necessarily right now, but it was just
what was so bad about it? Like, what exactly was so bad about it?
Okay, so I hadn't looked at any previews. I didn't know what Coalescence looked like. I knew that like it somehow interacted with like Vision and Aurora to like make something better than the sum of its parts or whatever. But I thought it would be different. Like, I thought, like, Aurora was one thing, Vision was a second thing, and Coalescence was a third thing. And they were all three distinct things. But it turns out they're all three the same things. And then when you combine them, it turns into something else. And I wanted something that made it so that I didn't necessarily have to make Vision to have my reward for doing raids. So I got rather heated, hot under the collar.
Yeah, it was yeah, okay.
Like my hand hovered over the uninstall button.
Oh, wow, that bad. Was it that bad, huh? Okay.
Yeah, almost like uninstalled live on stream. It was bad.
Are you gonna make a video about that?
No, I won't. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want one of these clickbait I'm quitting Guild Wars 2 videos. Like when I quit, it'll just be like I just won't be uploading any more Guild Wars 2 videos. So that'll be that.
But you just did a video like this week.
Yeah, I did, but that wasn't an I'm quitting Guild Wars 2 video.
No, I know. But...
yeah. What do you think about the I'm quitting Guild Wars 2 meta? Do you
I mean, hey, it's a great way to make 4,000 views. You can get $4 from YouTube. If that's $4 that you need for breakfast or whatever, then make one.
I know that if I made I'm quitting Guild Wars 2 video, it wouldn't get 4,000 views. It would get like 200.
But I mean, a lot of people say they quit, right? But people keep coming back to Guild Wars 2, Like, it's the real question, right? Is just, what's the situation, right? Like, what's going to go down here? Like, I mean, look, I think the best example, the most prominent example is Big the Snake, right? It's the Snake. He's quit 5 times, maybe more than that at this point, right? Okay, and because of that, right? When people say that they're quitting, okay, I do render myself. I am amused, right? It does make me smile, actually, simply because of that. Now, I will actually say, of course, we are talking about Mr. Georges here. I actually do think he is the latest. He is, the latest attempt to escape the gravitational pull of Guild Wars 2. But to be honest, I think he might actually be able to do it, right? I think that he has actually got to escape velocity, and he's getting the fuck out, dude. I think the Snake, I'm not even sure if he ever really stopped liking the game in a way. Like it's really difficult to say because he's such a massive troll, right? But I think Jor actually is really unhappy with the game, and the community as well. Well, I don't think we should get into that. That's a very easy recipe to get a lot of memes, which are just a lot of very stupid conversations that are not really worth having, especially in the YouTube comment section. But I think he's probably gone. Maybe he'll come back at some point, but realistically, the trouble is, right? He said that he'll come back if the game changes, but realistically, okay, get your fucking umbrellas out, boys. Nothing's gonna change, boys. Okay, like this is it. Okay, this is as far as you go in Guild Wars. So you know what, guys? Right, listen up. You guys are probably, in Super Mario Brothers 2, right? Okay, that's what Birdo says. So she just says, like, that's as far as you go. And now I feel like that's basically ArenaNet is saying that to us. Like, ArenaNet is Birdo, right? Go listen to that clip, guys. It's a stuff of nightmares, actually. I played that game as a kid. It was fucking scary, dude. Like, Birdo was this horrifically deformed creature. It's pretty monkey. It's not depression stream, guys. It is absolutely not depression stream. Look at this. Look, the chat is full of this bullshit. Okay? Ridiculous.
No, I think Jaw will be back. I'm going to take the contrary position on that.
Okay.
He'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, why do you think? Why?
Well, first, he's still in the Guild Wars 2 partner program. So he's still got he still has his toes in the pool, so to speak. So he has the tether. That's the tether. And he's a guy who values his sub count on Twitch.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, who doesn't? I mean,
yeah, but he might. What if he can go? He doesn't. What if he doesn't need the money anymore? Right?
Okay, sure.
He's getting a job. He's seeking employment. Right? It's all good. It's high.
If he doesn't stream any game, then I might believe that. But I don't know. I'm not like calling him out. It's fine. Whatever. He can do whatever he wants. But I feel like, and I mentioned this before the stream, that if you're gonna quit something, you have to quit cold turkey all the way. Burn the bridges behind you.
Yeah,
that's how you go, or else you come back. Like, it's just inevitable. Even Brazil logs in and plays this game. Yeah. Brazil, and he's quit harder than anybody. Tried anyway.
It's true.
It's true. I see Brazil every once in a while logged in.
Yeah, Brazil is exposed. Like, Brazil actually just got exposed there, boys.
Does Nemesis still log in? I don't think he does. I haven't seen Nemesis in a long
Nemesis?
time.
No, I don't think Nemesis logs in. Like, he's actually hard quit the game. So I mean, that's something, right? So you think the only way to quit Guild Wars 2 is to like literally burn every bridge, or is that with every game, or is it only Guild Wars 2? Is there something about Guild Wars 2 that just draws you back in? You just can't escape.
Any game.
I think it's every game that you're at this level of committed to, or not even necessarily game. Like, there's a lot of things in life that kind of like get to that level. Like, I don't know, every now and then you get like a friend who, like, your best friends or whatever, close friends. And then like after 5 years, you look at this person and you're like, oh my God, why am I friends with this person? Like, we disagree on like literally every issue and like don't have fun when we hang out. And this guy's always getting wasted and like causing a scene. Like, I got to get out of this. And like, yeah, you got to like burn the bridge. You can't just like hang out with them like one day a week. You just got to go 0 days, like no seeing. Yeah. I don't know. You can't.
Yeah.
Cold turkey.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, well, we'll have to see how I get on, I suppose, because this goes into the next thing. I kind of feel that it's getting a little. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I sort of did the same thing in December/January, where, and I think Bick falls into this category too. You quit or you stop doing it out of pure frustration with the game, with the developers, with the company, with whatever that surrounds it, right? And I don't know if Georges is there. He might be on a different level, but Bick is definitely there. That's why he keeps coming back. And myself included. Like, I waited a couple of months. I made a lot of poor decisions when burning my bridges, and internally things changed and I ended up coming back anyway. So I think for most people it's a frustration thing. When they say I'm quitting the game or when they do that sort of thing. And then when that frustration either ends or they go on to play a different MMORPG or a different game altogether, and they find out that game is even worse than Guild Wars 2, then they get sucked back into Guild Wars 2 and they're back, So it's like a grass is always greener sort of thing when comparing it to other MMOs or other games.
Oh, yeah. There are so many. I think this is the huge problem about quitting Guild Wars 2, guys, is that the game is actually good, right? Okay, I reckon it's probably a lot easier to quit games that have like massive glaring gameplay flaws in them, whereas I guess the flaws in Guild Wars 2 are a bit more meta. I would say that the main issue with Guild Wars 2 is just that it just takes so long to get the kind of content you want, right? But the actual game itself is excellent, right? Like the game is very good, and it just your experiences in every other game is probably going to be tainted by Guild Wars 2, right? So if you go and try and play Final Fantasy, you're probably going to think, holy shit, what is this combat, right? Or even something like World of Warcraft, right? You're going to think, oh my god, what is this? As I understand it, well, I don't know about BDO. Apparently BDO's combat system is excellent as well. But Envy says it's better, and he is BDO master, so there you go. And I don't know, there's a lot of convenience in Guild Wars 2 as well, that you're going to go into another game and go, oh my god, what is this? And this is why Guild Wars 2 is so insidious, guys, because it's really good. Okay, it's fucking good shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very good game. Okay, so we're countering the umbrellas, guys. Like throw those umbrellas away, right? It's not raining anymore. But I don't know, like I think Guild Wars 2 kind of debates you into treating every game the same. I think this is also just the what you were talking about, Nike, right? Like, we're so used to Guild Wars 2, like, we end up comparing everything to Guild Wars 2, right? But really, what you have to understand is that other things are better in every way. In every way, in other ways, right? You know, other ways. So it's kind of like you have to look at another product and think, oh, you know, well, yeah, it's not as good as Guild Wars 2 in this way, but it's got this going for it, right? It's got that going for it. So I mean, yeah, there is that.
You need to play a game that's like the complete opposite, like Madden or FIFA. Yeah. Just go hardcore on like,
oh dear,
like some cancerous Xbox sports game where like you talk to the people over the head, just like complete flame people.
Those are too full of surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics, yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, at least we don't have many of those actually, except blackline keys. Those are the only surprise mechanics we have here. But I mean,
what's funny is like ArenaNet is even like, please don't buy these keys. Like they try to like talk you out of like buying the keys. Like they could have made them like a way like more like baity key system.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess they do try and bait you in, because you got the you have like stuff like, you have skins that are only in, right, the chest, right, like the Hydra stuff and stuff. You can't get it out there, right?
Like one thing that other games do is nothing is available in the cash shop until it's been in the key or the chest or the box for a full season. So like if like that new armor skin or outfit or whatever that has like the sand coming off of it that everyone likes, like in other games that would be in the loot crate only. So like you would not have the option to buy it separately. You could only try to roll for it by buying keys, and then like once something new comes out to replace it, then it would go in the cash shop. So like they force you, if you want it now, to like buy keys, and that's their money making method. Like, ain't it? They're relatively fair.
Yeah,
although they have done some exclusive key only skins, which the community did not enjoy.
Yeah, that was. Whew, I've never seen people get so excited about something. You know, I mean, if you do look at the like the top upvoted posts of all time, it is, you know, you can see what the community cares about, right? It's mount licenses and like do not pre-order Heart of Thorns. It's some good shit right there. That's for sure.
Speaking of quitting videos, one thing before we move on to the topic.
Okay, let's go.
Like, I'm not going to ever make an I'm quitting video. Like I said, I'll just stop making videos or whatever. But if I did, and someone posted it to Reddit, the comment section would be the most flames you've ever seen ever on a Guild Wars 2 subreddit comment section. I guarantee that.
I think you should do it.
The flames would be insane. Amount of flames.
And then you can make another video reading the flame comments. It's
content. That would be the double bait. That's like a complete haha, I wasn't quitting. It was a ruse all along to get you to flame me so I can have content.
Okay, let's go there then. What if I made an I'm quitting video? What do you guys think the response would be on Reddit? What would be able to make of that?
There would be some people that were like, "Good, I hated Teapot. He was toxic, and his chat was offensive, or like that would happen for sure. Like there'd be at least one person that said. There'd be like all these people that are like, I don't go to. There's always like one guy who's like too cool for Twitch, who posts on like every stream, anything streamer related on the Guild Wars Reddit. He'll go there and go, I never went. I don't even go to Twitch, so I don't even know who this guy is. Like, and it's like, what is that? It's not relevant to the topic. Like whether or not you know someone doesn't. That you could go to like literally every Reddit post on any subreddit and go, I don't go to blank, so I don't know who this guy is. Like, how is that relevant to a conversation?
I think
but there's always a guy that posts that on Guild Wars 2.
I think there would be quite a few Guild Wars 2 is actually dead if Teapot made an I quit video.
You think? What?
I think there would be quite a few comments like there would be plenty of comments of thank God I hated that toxic guy in his community, but there would be plenty of comments of Guild Wars 2 is finally dead, Teapot quit. You know, it's almost to the Wood and Potatoes level. Like if Wood and Potatoes said I was quitting Guild Wars 2 or whatever, the sky would literally be falling.
That would be brutal, actually. That would actually be like the most savage quitting video. Like, WP said he was quitting. That would be the apocalypse, actually. Holy shit.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if he went hard in the video.
Yeah,
like hard roasting.
That would be fun, actually. That would be fucking funny.
And I don't want to insult Wooden Potatoes like hardcore viewers, but I feel like they are the type of people whose opinions could be easily swayed. And if he flamed hard, like it wouldn't be hard to convince them to have the same attitudes.
Oh, no.
Like he would take a lot of people with him. Is what I'm going.
Yeah. That's that would be a really fucking good like troll video to make, actually. Oh my god, he should do that. That would be so good. Oh, I just love to see people's reactions. Yeah, I know. But the thing is that I know what my Reddit comment section would like. It would just be like everyone would just be putting. I mean, they already put it in the chat. They just all be putting finally, right? Okay, because someone it's a meme at this point. There was a guy who was constantly posting that I was quitting the game for even though I wasn't. Like, he was trying to. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was just trying to meme me, I guess, for some bizarre reason, and then we all just posted finally, right? Like we because one random guy on Reddit said finally, right? Because he doesn't like me, but we just found it funny, so we just kept posting it. It was some good shit, but it was good. I'll tell you what though, okay? I'll tell you what. Let's do this one. Here's an interesting topic, right? And it might be a very very quick topic, I fear, unfortunately, but let's just go ahead and let's just get into it, right, guys? Okay, let's see. What are the odds that there will be drastic changes in Guild Wars 2 development in the future?
Drastic?
Ooh. Yeah.
0.
Yep.
The changes you'll see will. I'm not trying to be negative there. Like ArenaNet doesn't really do drastic, right? It's little changes over time that amount up. Like what would they drastically change? They're gonna stop doing Living World? That's not gonna happen.
I mean, they could change the way Living World is done. Like instead of like one map per episode, there could be like one mega size map that's like the size of Cantha, and you get like a new like area of it opens up, sort of like how they did with Silver Waste. And the other one that no one goes to, Dry Top.
Yeah.
Like, they could do something like that, but, I mean, is that even, like, revolutionarily different? I don't know. Or they could have, like, a living story thing where maybe, like, the story wasn't, like, important at all, or maybe there was no story. Like, it was, like, features and content.
Yeah, well, I was more kind of going towards like, do you think there's any way they will refocus off living story and actually give the actual end game some love, right? Like, because as it stands right now, most of the content in Guild Wars 2 is essentially these story maps, right? That is basically the bulk of what is actually being produced, right? I mean, wait, when did we last have a fractal, for example? Like, which is effectively a dungeon, right? That's
a year almost.
Wait, what? Because it was Siren's Reef, right? Siren's Reef was our last fractal. So let's just go ahead and check it out. When did that come out? January? Was it January is when it came out? I don't know. So yeah, Sirens Roof came out. Wait, well, let's just assume it came out in January. Because honestly, I've not done this Fractal very often because I quit Fractals when I basically found out there wasn't going to be another CM. Well, I got Fractal God then. Seeing as there was no more CMs, I just quit.
It was
right?
January 8th, 2019. It came with All or Nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, look, let's go, guys. Okay, so it's July now, right? So it's 6 months, right? About 6 months since our last dungeon, right? So the last piece of repeatable dungeon content, or rather more casual dungeon content, was 6 months ago, right? And we did just have a raid, to be fair, right? So there is that. So, but even if you take it like that, guys, that is 6 months between end game instance, right? In an MMORPG, right? That's got to sound a little weird, right, to a lot of people. I'm saying dungeon because that's analogous to other MMORPGs. Fractals are essentially dungeons. That's what they are in the overall lingo, right, for video games, online video games, right? And go.
In any other game, when POF the expansion launched, Fractals would have been expanded to level 150. And there would have been like 6 to 10 new instances with the X pack. Like it would have been like, hey, now you can go deeper into the fractals than ever before and explore the 6 new fractal shards that are available with new rewards. Like that. Every other MMO would have done that. Only Guild Wars 2 would ship an expansion with no end game content out of the box with the X pack.
Yeah. The thing is, I was still very much really into the game when Path of Fire released, so I think I didn't realize just how disappointing that expansion really was, actually, or how much of a catastrophic failure it was, I suppose. But
I mean, imagine if it didn't have mounts.
Yeah.
Ooh. Imagine that was the saving grace. If it had shipped without mounts and it was just
is that really the saving grace, though? Fuck mounts, dude. Okay, what?
Well, I know you're a mount hater, but yeah, people loved it. People loved it.
I think the story was pretty decent for Path of Fire.
Yeah, played that once.
I mean, it's kind of way stories sort of work. I think for most people, is you just play it once. I'm sure there's plenty of people who play it multiple times, but the story was pretty good. And then you have mounts. Those were the two. Story might be a minor thing. The mounts was really the big thing. Without that, I mean, you did get new maps, but the maps are really geared around the mounts and having the mounts. And the maps, for the most part, didn't really do anything that different than other maps have done that we've seen before, right?
In a lot of cases, worse. Than what we've seen.
Less content.
The HRT maps were just better.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. What are the odds that we see a change in direction more towards endgame repeatable content instead of single playthrough content? Because as it stands right now, most of what we get, you play it once, then it's done, then it's gone, right? And there's really nothing to it after that. And the content that is repeatable is... well, it's open world, right? Now, open world has a massive amount of potential, in my opinion, but I accept that I know what ArenaNet wants open world to be. They want open world to be something that, you can beat, while you're actually asleep or in a coma, right? And that's fine, right? I accept that, but I think that what is lacking is any kind of group content from all this stuff, right? Just because there are players about the place does not make it group content. I know that is going to sound a little bit, maybe I'm being a little bit pedantic there, but even contradictory. But really, guys, open worlds is effectively solo content, right? Because you're like on a little conveyor belt, right? And you just move through the map and just press 1 a little bit, right? It's the other players around you could be bots and it wouldn't make any difference, right? That's what I'm trying to get at here. If you played with, if it turns out that every single player in Dragonfall except you was a bot, it would be exactly the same. Except maybe you wouldn't have as many people flaming each other for burning the bosses down at the end too fast, right? That's gonna be happening, right? I really think that if this game is going to actually retain the veteran players, you are going to need to see some kind of you're going to need to some kind of change in this direction, because ultimately communities are what keep MMOs alive, and you're not going to build a community around fucking Dragonfall, okay? Because a community is irrelevant in Dragonfall, and unfortunately, community is irrelevant in a vast majority of the game, which is kind of what causes people to fall away. Because I'm not gonna lie, I definitely feel that if I still was playing with a guild, I probably wouldn't even be complaining about the game, actually. Like, I view World versus World as pure dog shit, okay? Like, an abomination of a game mode, unfortunately. Like, it has been mutilated and tortured by the development cycle of Guild Wars 2. But you know what? If I was still playing with my guild, playing GVGs, I think I actually wouldn't care. I'd still really enjoy it, right? You know what I mean? If I was still playing with my guild, like doing raid training and stuff like that every day with Soul, you know what? I actually don't think I'd care about the slightly depressing state of the game. And the same is true for PvP as well. You know, if I was only playing ATs, which I am now, actually, to be fair, like, PvP is good. I am actually enjoying playing ATs because I have a team now. That's actually good. So that kind of confirms this, even though PvP is quite AIDS and quite anti-fun with where the current meta is. But I still enjoy it because I'm playing with the team and we're working for that victory. Okay. And I just think that because the game doesn't really value community and it isn't really important at all because the game is too easy, my enjoyment of the game has certainly been ruined as almost a direct consequence of the community just fizzling away into nothingness, right? So yeah, I don't know, like, am I talking shit here, boys, or what do you guys think of that? Like, is that real or is that fake news?
No, that's definitely real. I like it. It's a single player game for probably 99% of the players who play the game, and I feel like ArenaNet designed the game in that direction, not with that as what they started with at their outset, but just them responding to what the community seems to want. So, like, the community seemed to want more, like, or the community seemed to not want community-driven guild features. They say they do, but when they put out stuff that doesn't push you to need a guild, people seem to prefer it. So that's where they design towards. Like, it's both moving in the same direction, I would say.
Well, that's not ideal then.
No. And sort of what you're getting back to will they change the direction? My hope was that when they had the layoffs and it seemed like Living Story season 5 or whatever the next one is, 5 episode 1 was going to be delayed, like that in between the seasons there would be like an old school feature pack where like they go, okay, here's the World v World revamp, here's the Swiss PvP thing, and here's like a Fractal revamp, like to make Fractals interesting. And like you get like 3 things that are like geared towards veteran player retention. But I mean, and they kind of said some of those things on their roadmap, but they should have bundled those all together and shipped them in like one patch in between the 2 living stories. That would have been the way to do it, I think.
No. Okay. Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate to see. And well, when it comes to like wanting community stuff, it's because a lot of the stuff that kind of forces you, the only way to actually incentivize being in a community is effectively to force you to require this stuff, right? Like, for example, like, if raids were insanely difficult unless you were all in voice and actually communicating, then that would force communities. Like, the same is kind of true for stuff like dungeons, etc., right? Like that's the way you would do it, something like that. Or with fractals, right? You'd have to do that, like incentivizing community. Like, and for example, like in World versus World, like even if you're the best World versus World player in the game, you're the dankest fucking GVG, you're all in voice, you're tryharding, you're still getting the same amount of pips as like just that random barebow ranger running around in circles, right? Like you could incentivize people in a variety of ways, like difficulty incentivizes community, but also you can base it around rewards as well. But Arena doesn't like that, right? They like to make sure that everyone's getting the exact same thing. But to be honest, let's go, right? Let incentivize being in a guild, right? Let's make guild play actually relevant, right? You get more pips for playing in World vs. World with a guild. I don't know, like make playing with a guild in automated tournaments much more profitable, right? Okay, fuck it, make triple queuing. Like if you have got 3 friends and unranked, that's also good as well. That's something. Just reward players for playing together. Like reward players for playing with a community in fucking open world, right? I think the best example of this, like this is how fucking right I am, guys. Okay, triple trouble worm. Guys, okay, worms, 3 heads, big fucking worm, 3 heads. There are still communities around that because you know what? It's actually hard. Okay, just trying to convince people. Okay, dude, it is. Okay, listen, Inks. I tried to do this on stream the other day. Okay, I had a full. Amberworm. You know Amberworm, Inks. You know what I'm saying. Okay, Amberworm. You're aware of this. Okay, let me tell you the story. We're trying to do Amberworm. We've got 50-man squad. We go in the worm. We get eaten by the worm. We get spitten out by the worm. Okay? 50. And we fire our harpoons. We got 13 hits out of 50. 13 hits. Yeah. That's what it is, dude. Okay? That's the fucking situation. No, it's not wrong, dude. It's not rocking him. It's not wrong. Okay, this is all real, dude. Okay.
So, triple trouble worm. If you only, with the exception, all right. Let me rephrase this. Let me just start over. Egg blockers. If you have a good egg blocker, that nullifies the entire challenge at the Crimson Worm, right? The rest of it is hurting cats. I mean, you need to literally be playing with people who will listen to you so that you don't get just 13 harpoon attacks who know when you get spit out that you need to not lose your harpoon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, doing it with random pugs, sure, I guess there's probably some challenge there because it literally comes down to the fact that they won't listen to you. They think they know what they're doing when they don't. But if you're doing it on stream, I mean, that's kind of sad and disappointing that they won't even listen to you on stream. Or maybe you couldn't. I don't know. Did you not have a map full of people listening?
They were. I think most people were probably on the stream, but they just weren't really. They weren't really listening. No, I mean, look, the amount of times I tell people to do things in raids, okay, and people just completely ignore me. You wouldn't believe it, dude. Okay, you wouldn't fucking believe it. I don't know why people don't trust me on stuff about raids, really. But well, that's another thing entirely. But yeah. Oh, and then we had some like weird shit. I did think we did have some random. We did actually have some random people, like, I mean, I think they dropped all the bombs on the ground, right? Like, they trolled and, like, burned blue to, like, it was on 3%, and then they just killed it randomly. I mean, I think they were trolling, dude. I don't know, dude.
That's people just trying to troll you.
I mean... And then we had to do it again. But I don't know. Triple Trouble still has communities around it because of it requires it, right? It almost requires it. Yeah, it's not like oh my god, this is the hardest thing in the entire game, right? But it makes it considerably easier and way more practical if you actually have a community based around it, right? And you know what? We haven't seen anything like that for 4 years. Right, or something like that.
A long
okay,
time,
yeah, that is ridiculous, guys. That is absolutely. It's more than 4 years. It's like 6 years. Oh my, yeah, That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that we haven't seen the open world utilized in this way. Because let's be honest, it is the pinnacle of open world, right? That's absolutely fantastic, right? It's absolutely fantastic. I love it.
No, Dragonfall is not.
No.
I mean, there's only one aspect of Dragonfall where you have to kill all the 3 bosses, like within a couple of seconds or whatever of each other. Like, that's the only aspect that's like Triple Trouble, because those bosses themselves are not that intensive as far as mechanics go. Triple Trouble has a special mechanic at each boss, and you have to time how much of the burn you're doing together. which isn't as difficult as it sounds necessarily, but Dragonfall has that one tiny aspect, and then that's it. And really, that can be communicated between 3 commanders in chat, as long as people aren't trolling, which inevitably they do troll anyway, just like one burning the Octovine. Like they,
That's not trolling.
well,
That's good
I mean-
gameplay.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a depressing stream. What are you saying? And yeah, and you know what? Dragon's Hunt is a good example of something that is pretty good. It is considerably easier than Triple Trouble, though. I think it is worth noting. It's considerably easier than Triple Trouble. But yeah, Dragon's Hunt is a really good example of using the open world this way. But if you look in Path of Fire, right, it's just like, ugh, you know, it ain't there. Okay, it really ain't there.
Dragon Stand only comes down to the last tiny portion, right? Like most of the map is irrelevant as how quickly or slowly you do it. Like there's not you don't necessarily have to have a 3-man or 3-person concentrated effort until you get to the very end. And even then, it's not that concentrated in the sense that you just have to keep running the circle while you wait on the other people to do it, finish their boss off. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there is that, and that is, I guess, where you would fail if you're going to fail, right? I think. But I think people have figured out the strat very quickly. I mean, I recall on Dragons, I think my map, well, the first time I did Dragon's Son, we did actually end up killing it. We did actually end up beating it. But it took us a while, right? Like, we were in there for ages, right? And, you know, the towers it was definitely a struggle to get around the towers, but we eventually were able to kind of brute force it, right? So I don't know. I don't think it's as hard as Triple Trouble, but it is. Yes, it is definitely a great meta event, and a lot of the HOT were as well. Particularly Chat Garen, and look what happened with Chat Garen when Chat Garen existed, right? In its primordial state, I suppose, its original state of the game, right? It was really, really hard, right? It was a tough check to do enough damage and to actually get that coordination down, right? And what happened? My first kill to kill the Chat Garen was with a guild. It was with a community. And the same was true for a lot of guilds. Like a lot of guilds, like even Brazil. Brazil made a fucking video about, I think it was EG, taking down the Chat Garen. Right? Like, isn't that great? Isn't that fucking fantastic that you build these communities around the game? It's too challenging. Why was it too difficult? Why is it not allowed? Why is it not kosher to have something difficult in open world? I mean, I suppose that is kind of what ArenaNet wants to do with open world, but what I disagree.
What's so difficult about it?
Was
it just the timing?
You could fail. That was what's too difficult. Like, it was actually fail.
I mean, it was and what's funny is if they had never nerfed it, it would, by now, with power creep and with people being better at the game, like, it would be completely free now if they had never nerfed it. So, like, in retrospect, they shouldn't have nerfed it at all. They should have just left it how it was.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine.
Yeah. And, yeah, there was actually a bug on the frog one where not enough mushrooms would spawn, or nodules. That is true, actually. New Hawk did not spawn fast enough, but they actually fixed that. But the health was fine, honestly. It was killable. And yeah, no one knew what they were doing, right? No one was like abusing Chrono or anything. I mean, there's like broken shit, right? So I don't know. Look, listen up, boys. Okay, this is not to call out Brazil here, but he killed fucking Chat Garrett and he was on Hammer Revenant. Okay, come on, like that. Look, Hammer Rev, right? It wasn't hard, right? And this was in its unnerved state, guys. Chat Garrett was not actually difficult. It's just that people hadn't figured it out yet. It was new, right? People were in the mix, right? And there you go. Like, HOT was fucking good, dude, okay? Like, they should not have nerfed it. Don't nerf this. Force the players to adapt, right? Like, otherwise it just becomes incredibly trivial later on. Realistically, it's gonna become trivial anyway, right? Tequatl is a good example. Well, they did nerf Tequatl, didn't they, I suppose? But still, right? But still. Tequatl was really hard, right, on release. Now it's really easy, right? It was really easy. But there you go. And that's because people figured it out. Then it's easy. Why was Serpent's Iron not considered a good meta then before the nerf and challenging? Because it wasn't challenging. That's why I did it.
Like a population check. It was like, do you have enough players on the map to do this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
If you did, then you did it every time.
I don't know. I did it for the first time with my guild. We had no idea what to do. And it was a joke, right? I mean, it was really easy. It was insanely easy, actually. All you have to do is press your CC buttons. Just because the Guild Wars 2 community doesn't know how to use its abilities doesn't mean the event is bad, right? The event is fine. It's a good event. I actually like it. It's one of the metas I kind of like. It's of considerably less interest to me now that they nerfed it. But it was a good event. It was a perfectly good event, right?
And the rewards were very bad when it first came out.
Yeah. There was
bad. They're still bad, but they were very bad.
That was certainly a big deal, right? A big deal. And the thing is, if it gave more rewards, people probably would have formed communities to beat it. Like, I don't have an issue with something requiring community. And to be honest, I think that, this is an MMO, right? I think this is a bit of a weird argument we're having with the chat. Like, what is wrong with every single, or at least one open world event per expansion being difficult to do? I don't know. Like, surely having something that's repeatable in every game would be nice, right? Like, when I log on to Guild Wars 2, right, I never think, oh, you know what would be fun? Let's do some open world, right? There are very few open world events that I would actually think are fun, because most of them, it's your contribution is totally irrelevant, right? Like, what you do doesn't matter, and it kind of feels like, I just take on that nihilism, dude. Like, what is the point in even playing the game if you can just auto attack, right, and just get the job done? Like, even if you do like the sickest rotation, it's meaningless, right? It's completely meaningless. Which is why I think you need stuff where your contribution will be valued and actually important in these more challenging open world events, because you can definitely make a difference, and having players with good DPS, with good gear, good strategy will make a massive difference on stuff like Tequatl and Triple Trouble, right? But it doesn't make fuck all difference on something like, I don't know, like the Mark II Golem or the Claw of Jormag, right? That's not good. It's not good. Yeah. This game was advertised as a super casual game. Felt like they get a lot of flack from that side.
When was it actually advertised like that? I think that is like one of these things that like the community believes is true, but isn't actually true. Like, I guarantee you could not find a quote from ArenaNet saying, we want this game to be super casual and cater to a super casual audience primarily. You'll never find them say anything like that. What you'll see is them saying stuff like, if you only have an hour to play per night, you'll be able to log in and jump into whatever sort of game mode you like to play and have fun, and then be able to log out. Like, they definitely advertised the whole like not waiting to have fun thing, but they never said this is for casuals and preferably the worse the better. Like, that's not what they said.
Oh, exactly.
The worse the better. The worse the player you are,
the better
time you'll have.
Yeah.
Dude,
I think that is actually like they haven't said that, but that's like sort of the way the design has gone in a lot of ways. Like, the better the player you are, like, the less you'll be able to enjoy certain things in the game. So,
yeah. And yeah, exactly. Accessible does not necessarily mean completely trivial, right? That's the distinction here. And to be honest, I think that's a conflation that the Guild Wars 2 community does make a lot, right? For example, I would consider raids to be very accessible in Guild Wars 2. It's not like World of Warcraft where you say if you go into WoW, right, you've got to grind to 60 let's talk about classic, right? So for classic WoW raids, right, you got to get to 60 first. Like, that is an ordeal even on itself, right? For most people probably won't make it, right? Okay, like that's actually real, dude. Like, most people won't make it to 60 in WoW, right? Okay, 2, then you've got to start grinding your fucking dungeons out to get your actual pre-raid gear, okay? Right? And then you've got to get on then you've got to fucking get all your consumables. Then you've got to get 40 people together and raid, right? Oof. That is unfortunate. That is deeply, deeply unfortunate, It's that's inaccessible. For Guild Wars 2, You just get your gear, right? You just get your gear and you get in there, right? Wait, you're out of touch with 300 daily views and find stop. I don't know if you're trolling me. I actually think you're trolling me, Bravlik. So, yeah, meme. Okay, but anyway, like raids in Guild Wars 2 are really, really accessible and easy to get into, right? You can just grab your exotic gear, right? And you can just pretty much hop onto a guild. You can just hop into a raid, right? Like, there's plenty of training raids and stuff like that, right? You can just get in there and go, right? Like the bosses don't require you to be particularly familiar with your rotation. You have to be amazing at it, like insane DPS or anything like that. But yeah, there you go. Like it is very accessible. You could argue that fractals are a bit inaccessible because of agony, but the whole point is that you start at level 1. And I guess get to level 100 that way, which is a bit
there's an
weird.
achievement for that. No, it's not weird. There's an achievement for that. To do every single fractal from 1 to 100.
Yeah.
So technically, I mean, there's certain skips that you can make, right? Depending on how much agony you have, and technically, you can just buy agony off the trading post. You don't need to grind through the fractals to actually do that if you don't want to. But ideally, the way to do it is start at 1, go to 2, 3, and so on and so forth. That's how it's meant to be done. You can skip through some of that stuff. So there's there is a gate there, I suppose, but it's a gate that you can jump over.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm not the biggest fan of the agony system, but I guess I'll allow it. But
it's better than the instability system.
Yeah. Instabilities are another thing entirely. I understand what they're supposed to do to kind of keep the content fresh, make every fractal feel different. But it makes every fractal slightly annoying is actually what it does, to be honest with you, which is unfortunate. But hey, look, they tried, guys. Okay, we've got to give them some respect for that. We've got to go for that. And you know what? That's not bad, right? That's not bad. But still, I do think that the community needs to detach this idea that it's only accessible if I can get it with absolutely no effort, because that is something that I would consider has certainly poisoned the game. Like ArenaNet, ultimately they are a company, right? They develop to what people want, right, and what people connect with in the game. And as it stands, I suppose that is, I guess that is just pure zero effort gameplay, right? Because that's what we see implemented into the game. Is like, everyone can get everything, right? And you don't have to put any effort in, because realistically, I've even proved that. I don't know how many times I have to prove this until we're going to bloody listen to me, right? Okay. If you really want to get into raids, right, all you have to do is put in a teeny tiny bit of effort, right? And it's even less effort for fractals, let's be honest here, okay? Like fractals don't even have stuff like enrages or like massive one-shot mechanics or anything like that, right? Like it's not as punishing as raids in a lot of ways, right? Like fractals are not, unless you're doing CMs, but it's not not a lot. You don't go into fractals or CMs, right? Like the game is very accessible, but I do think that ArenaNet's goodwill has been abused massively here, and it's reduced the game into like this kind of trivial mess. And people won't even try raids because they don't believe that they should have to put in any effort to access this content, right? They view it as like, I log on to this game and I kind of AFK and press 1. And I would love to talk to someone who has that kind of approach to the game, because I'd be really interested to actually hear what they would say, because it just seems like such an unusual approach. Like gaming is a hobby, right? And if you apply the same standard to basically anything else, you kind of get looked at a little bit funny, right? Like if you're playing football or something and you go to a match, right, and you're like not trying, okay, I shouldn't have to try to win. I should just win. People are going to look at you funny. You know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck? Or if you do any kind of activity, right, and you kind of half-ass it, isn't that a bit weird? Even if it's your hobby, isn't that a bit odd? And I don't know, I just think that's kind of an attitude that's kind of infected the Guild Wars 2 community, and in a way has driven the game in this direction, because ArenaNet are catering directly to that, right? We live in the age of zero effort or rewards.
It's funny you say that, because so in my area there's like a cycling club, and it's mostly like older dudes for the most part, but they do the same ride every Saturday and every Sunday, and they've done going the same route the same distance, the same speed every Saturday and Sunday for at least the last 10 years. They never put any variation into it, never go outside their comfort zone. And like one time I was riding with them, I'm like, any of you guys want to go a little longer? Like maybe take a turn at the bridge up there and like do another 20 miles. And they're like, whoa, that's not how this ride goes, buddy. And I'm like, okay, gotcha. Like there are people that just want to like do the one thing over and over and never improve and never like they want to take their hobby is like very narrow, and that's exactly how they see it is how it's got to be. Like they can't improve or don't want to improve.
Yeah,
it's a weird situation.
that is a weird situation. What do you think, Inks? You got any hot takes?
I think the game has trained me to like. There's a train going by. Sorry. The game has trained me to just log in and do whatever, do my dailies, and then unless I want to put more effort in, I just log back out. And I'm kind of okay with that right now. I mean, I'm bored out of my mind, but until a story patch or something comes along, I'm kind of okay with that. If I want to put more effort in, then I'll go and do fractals because I don't really raid that much anymore. And the reason I don't raid is because I literally am so lazy that I don't want to put effort into LFG. I could raid tomorrow if I wanted to. I could raid today, right now. I could go find a group and enter with no problems, right? But I think the game has just trained me to be extra lazy, to be quite honest. For better or for worse. For worse, really, I guess.
Feels bad, man.
And so it's what's funny is when I go to other games and it requires me to put more effort in than I'm used to when I'm playing Guild Wars 2, I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to go back to Guild Wars 2. I don't need to put any effort into that. I don't need to fight over gathering nodes. I don't need to, worry about tagging the monster first or anything like that. Meh.
Do you think that's why it's so hard to quit Guild Wars 2? Because you play the game and you get lazy. Is that how it goes? I
don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I'm the problem. Yeah, I guess so. I've allowed ArenaNet to train me to not care about putting any effort into something, to be quite honest. Because when I did put effort in, my results were the same. Extra AP. I've got more AP than maybe the average player because I put effort in at some point. But honestly, if I just do these nonsensical achievements, I'm going to get that AP anyway. Like I get AP for logging in. Well, I don't anymore, but I used to get AP for just logging in and bashing candy dragons or something. You know what I mean? So I could put more effort in, but the rewards aren't really there for me to do so. So why bother? In fact, the most efficient way to get rewards for me now is to buy Black Lion keys and open chests and hope I get an unlock thing. Like, as sad as that sounds, that's the most efficient way for me to unlock skins with minimal effort. And I think
there's definitely not enough progression at endgame. Like, there's no, especially once you have infusions, like power or Condi infusions for your main characters, like there's no, and the horizontal progression is for all the things they've tried has just been not sufficient to like give you that sense of improvement that like is what a lot of people want, especially in an RPG. Like, I don't know.
To be honest, like I play the game, I totally play the game solo. I'm not really in a guild. I haven't been in a guild in a couple of years. I don't really need a party to do any of the content. Like I said, if I wanted to raid, I could just use LFG. I don't really need a guild for that. And I could still clear, I think, at a reasonable rate if I really wanted to do the new content. And if I wanted to clear the old content, I mean, that's real easy to clear in regards to raids. In World vs. World, I don't need a guild. I'll just join whatever Zerg is running around. PvP, you solo queue anyway, which is kind of miserable, which is why I don't do it. If you wanted to have more fun, then you need a group for ATs, but then that's putting effort into the game. And yes, I think there is real rewards. I'm not joking. I think there's real rewards for doing ATs, and that's like, sadly, that's probably like the best content you can be playing right now if you have a group of friends willing to put an effort to try and win an AT. Because all the other stuff is like, I don't know, the first time you kill a raid boss, I think that's fun and exciting as far as like a group of friends. But as soon as that's done, you and your group of friends go in 6 different, 10 different directions, and then you're farming or doing whatever. Like, I don't know. There's not enough content to really want you to stay together as a group most of the time, I don't think. Like, I'm perfectly content with playing by myself. I don't need other people. And that sounds really sad in an MMORPG, but it's true.
Ooh, that's some real talk. Now we're getting into the depression zone, but we're shutting that down. But you know what? Let's talk. Let's mix this up a bit, because this is something that I don't think we've ever talked about, actually, and maybe a conversation that's worth having, actually. Do you think that horizontal progression has failed in Guild Wars 2? Is it even possible, or in an MMORPG, do you inherently need some kind of vertical progression or getting different variants on gear in order to actually go? Or is there any difference between horizontal progression and no progression? That's the question, right?
It depends. Like I consider vertical progression strictly game, combat benefit. Like you hit harder, you can take more hits, you can heal better, like actual more stats or whatever. But you can make horizontal progression that's damn close to vertical progression. Like, there could be you could add 2 more levels to every mastery that require an insane amount of XP, and they're actually really powerful and really make your character better in a lot of ways. But I think that might, and make it a grind, make it an actual grind. We have 5 levels of gliding mastery. Make a 6th level that would take players a year to unlock, but make it amazing once you have it. You can soar and regain altitude, almost like you have a griffin, but without a griffin. Make it super good. Make it better than that even. Make it but have something that's really, really powerful for what it is. And it doesn't help you kill bosses any faster or whatever, but that's legitimate horizontal progression. But there's really nothing like that, because you can unlock every mastery in one day. I don't know. It just feels for horizontal to matter, it has to you have to feel you're getting something, and it has to be somewhat incremental.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't feel incrementally more powerful as you go on. You just unlock everything and then you're done and you never touch it.
I think key to horizontal progression and what they were going to go with Guild Wars 2, because I think they could have got away with it. I definitely think they could have got away with it. Would be to continuously release more specializations, because that just completely refreshes the entire game, right? And also, I really think we need more stats, more runes, and more sigils to keep that pushing through, because it would be almost like a gear grind in that situation, right? Because then you've got a new build, so you need new gear. Oh, there's a new rune that synergizes really well with this in this game mode, right? So you've got so many different things you could be trying to do, right? And continuously developing your characters, developing your account as well. I think account bonuses are something that just completely, I don't know why they don't do account bonuses, right? We had Magic Find. What happened to Magic Find, right? Why not Karma Find or XP Find or something like that? I don't know, all this stuff. What happened to that?
What is XP good for? Really, to a veteran
Spirit
player.
Spirit
shards, yeah.
But yeah, if you don't have thousands of them from the old days, apparently for new players, Spirit Shards are a real problem. Like that's
Right,
like the
I've heard that as
impediment
well,
to
yeah.
making legendaries is you're constantly starved for spirit shards. But veteran players, especially people that played back in the dungeon days, like they all have 5,000 spirit shards, but new players are constantly at like 30 spirit shards.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like it's crazy that we don't have like build your own gear set, like where the gear comes with no stats and you just like a pool of stats and you can allocate them any way you want. Like build your own celestial, but like customize it however you want. Or like build your own runes where it's like, okay, you have 6 rune slots and here's the pool that you can choose from for one. Here's the pool you can choose for the second rune slot, and like fully customize your gear. Like that level of min max should definitely be there.
Yeah. It absolutely should be, and I think that extends especially over to the upgrade components as well. Because,
I mean, how do you balance that is the question. You don't. PvE doesn't need to be balanced. It can be over the top, crazy shit, and you just release new content that's harder. And just tuned to be harder. And if you face roll VG, well, guess what? VG's already face roll. You know, like if the first raid is easy, well, it'll just be easy then. That'll be the training raid for new players. Like, but yeah, like just let people, like, I don't know, like Guild Wars 1, after a while they just gave up on PvE balance and they just said, knock yourself out, play some OP shit, have fun. And that's what they need to do here.
Well, I don't know. Like I think Guild Wars 1 is a pretty bad example for that though, because it is ridiculous, right? It's completely ridiculous in Guild Wars 1. I mean, it is a complete clown fiesta, right? Like you just turn invulnerable and then one shot everything. I don't think we want that in Guild Wars 2. That's
I don't think anyone's talking about that for PvP. Like,
yeah.
For this Mr. Maverick, like no one's saying like let people in PvP do. PvP, it's like they've been moving the opposite direction of like pretty soon there's going to be one amulet that everyone just has to wear. Like
everyone will use Berserker. Like, there's
or
only
everyone will
Berserker amulet.
Everyone will just not have an amulet. Like just go. Your only stats will be your runes and sigils. Like
sounds so boring.
Like really.
Yeah. Well, no, I think customization is key when in these horizontal progression MMOs, right? Well, I suppose Guild Wars 2 is the best example of that, right? So, you know, for example, in PvE, it's just a bit depressing that like not a lot of runes really get used, right? Like, and sigils of like, I mean, what the fuck happened to sigils, dude? Concentration sigil, now that's a passive bonus permanently, right? Like it's just sad, right? Like everyone's running around with bloody force impact sigil, right? So you just go, oh, plus 5% damage, plus 3% damage. Oh, how incredibly interactive. Horizontal progression. Do you think, I mean, well, oh yes, this is what I was saying. Concentration, yeah. So ultimately, development speed is a really big problem here. Okay, development speed is a problem when it comes to the horizontal progression of Guild Wars 2 because if there's nothing to effectively grind for, which is supposed to be a selling point of the game, and I understand that it is a selling point of the game, absolutely, right? Okay, but the trouble is that the game ends up feeling the same very quickly. Right? Very quickly because it doesn't change nearly enough. I think if you want to have this horizontal progression style, it can absolutely work, but you need the game to actually be dynamic, right? It needs to actually be a living world. Otherwise, right, it's not enough, right? Like people run out of stuff to do. And then when people complain about there's not enough to do, that's when people say, hey, just go play another game, bro. Just go play another game. And I'll tell you what, okay, I
see that a lot.
That is honestly a symptom of the game being completely non-community driven, right? Because if someone says that, right, if someone says go and play another game, they honestly they clearly play solo, right? Because if you take a break, right, okay, and your community like takes a break, right, and everyone kind of goes off in their separate ways. When you come back, right, you're going to be completely alone, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Back.
Right? If you come back, right? Like that is such a terrible thing to say. It's like absolute fucking shit. Okay, never fucking say that. It's like one of the stupidest things you can ever say, actually, because it's an MMO, guys. It's not like a single player game. We just wait for another patch, right? No, okay, you just have to. No, it's not like that, right? Like it's not like that. If you leave the game and then come back, it'll completely kill your enjoyment of the game, honestly. If you play as a veteran in a community, right? Like, I've seen this happen to so many people, right? People say, oh yeah, I'm just taking it, right? I'm going to go play Monster Hunter, right? I'm going to go and play Overwatch, right? And when they come back, they don't stay because they realize that they've lost that community feel. They're out of touch with the community. They're out of touch with the game at that point, and then they quit for good, right? Like, it is not a good way, okay, to try and convince people to say, oh, you just take a break, bro. No, that's a very good way to make sure someone quits permanently, right? Like, it is a disaster. It is terrible. It is.
Yeah, the analogy would be like, you have this restaurant that you love, like you love it, but they're only open for lunches. And you're telling your friend, you're like, man, I would eat there every day, but I just wish they opened for dinner. And your friend is like, fuck that restaurant. Go eat somewhere else. It's like, no, I don't want to eat somewhere else. I want to eat there. I just want them to be open for dinner. Like, I'm not looking to eat anywhere else. Like, I just want more of that. And they don't get it.
Yeah. It sucks, right? It does suck. And
yeah, Guild Wars 2K is only open for lunches on Sundays.
Yeah. This is the real kicker for me as well.
And it's full of like the after church crowd.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like real.
Damn you, Chick-fil-A not being open on Sundays.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. There's definitely some really rough stuff around this, like especially with the raid releases, right? It's brutal, right? Like, for example, I had a lot of fun on Wing 7 progression, right? And my guild, well, a lot of the players who don't really play that much kind of came back to play that, right? I suppose I really, really enjoyed Wing 7, but literally within days they were all gone again, right? Within days. That is just depressing. It seems to be so difficult to actually get a community of veterans to stick to the game, Like, I think it is because of the lack of challenge and lack of difficulty. And I suppose we just beat the game, right? Like, we beat it, right? I think ultimately this is the fact that a lot of the people, a lot of the circles that I go around and have ultimately finished Guild Wars 2, right? Like, the game is over. For a lot of people, and that's really sad for everyone who's left behind, right? Everyone's kind of left behind after that, which kind of sucks, right? And I suppose the low amount of the low amount of difficulty caused, I guess it wasn't enough to hold people, right? Because we felt it was just too easy, and then people left. I mean, I imagine that probably happened to another, a fair few raid guilds, right? But still. No, it is not over. It's not over for some of us, but it is for others, I suppose. And it feels fucking bad, dude. It feels fucking bad. We got to start the depression stream though now, okay? Because what are we doing? Okay, horizontal progression. I do really want. Okay, I do really want to see this horizontal progression work, and I do want to see some changes in Guild Wars 2, because I know a lot of people probably already know this, which is kind of why we're talking about the first topic, but I am very likely to be moving away from Guild Wars 2 very soon. But you know what? I want to be PMA here. I want to be PMA. I want Guild Wars 2 to surprise me. I want ArenaNet to surprise me and really step it up a notch and make me want to play the game again, right? I want to read something in the future about Guild Wars and go, ooh, I want to log in. I want to log into Guild Wars 2, man. Like, oh yeah, this is going to be some good shit. Like, this patch is going to be good, right? Like, that's what I want. I really hope they deliver.
Like Living Story Season 5 with new elite specializations. Okay, like you've got my attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, go hard. Like, following the same recipe that they've been doing is just like, it's just a steady decline. Like, there'll just be fewer and fewer people coming back for each patch. If they don't swing big, they won't get higher up back. They won't get back on top where they were, and bring people back faster than they're losing them.
Yeah. I think it comes down to what ArenaNet's goals are as a company. I would slightly disagree. I don't think it will even necessarily be a decline. I think they can actually kind of keep going like this forever. I think it's more like they're constantly bringing in new players who then like drift off, right? They drift off, right? I think that they can effectively continue doing what they're doing now for eternity, especially when other games come out and kind of either fail or it's too hardcore for people, right? Like a lot of people have been saying that Classic WoW is going to be like a complete disaster for Guild Wars 2. If anything, it will probably be the opposite, because there's going to be a lot of people who try Classic, realize they can't hack it even a tiny bit, and where are they going to come to? The opposite of Classic WoW, Guild Wars 2, right? So it's if anything, like they actually might be good, right? Because there's going to be a lot of WoW refugees. I'm going to see Ajax, dude. I'm going to see Ajax with his WoW Refugees Welcome stream title again, right? And it'll be forcing them back into Guild Wars 2. You know, it's going to be good. Going to be amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, Guild Wars 2 is not going to die. Like,
it's hugely profitable. Like, hugely profitable. Like,
yeah, the numbers look good.
I forget the exact numbers, but we were looking at it, like, when the drama with the layoffs went down, and they were still every month, even on their worst month, which is usually like the month right before a living story released, they were still like doubling their investment. Like if they put in $4 million, they were making $8 million. So like that's really good. And then when they actually came out with a living story, it was like they cost them $4 million and they made like 12 or 16. Like they were doing really well. Like, so yeah, they can, as long as they can make a profit, they can keep going forever. But that doesn't necessarily mean the community will be vibrant and flourishing. That's a very different.
I see Netco saying that it's declining, but actually they had an uptick for Q1 of this fiscal year. So
I mean, declining
it may
based on
like that to us, but money wise, they're doing fine.
Yeah, it's hard to tell between whether money, like they have the stat that we can't see, which is concurrent players and how many unique players logged in every month. And what happens is a lot of businesses in this era where like subscriptions to things are very competitive, like people aren't going to subscribe to every streaming service. So you have to try to get the most dollar per customer that you can squeeze. And it could just be that ArenaNet's getting very good at milking the teats of the customers that they're keeping engaged. The same guy who 2 years ago might have only paid them, bought on average like $5 a month in gems, might be buying $7 now a month just because ArenaNet's dialed in how to get that guy to open his wallet a little bit better.
All right, and that's fair. People are saying you need to compare like yearly, quarter to quarter. But even if you look at that, the decline is not that sharp from previous quarters. An expansion obviously boosts those numbers quite substantially, but they found their golden ticket in mount skins right now, and so that is apparently sustaining the game.
Oh, and you better believe that we're going to see some new stuff. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead, Inks. Yeah.
Because last year there really wasn't that much content added either, right? Compared to this year so far. And yet the numbers stay fairly steady.
Yeah. I think Guild Wars 2 is definitely profitable, and it's definitely going to do well in the future, especially if they add something else. I mean, like, so we've had mounts, right? Mounts was Path of Fire, but what are we going to see next, right? With the living story, I imagine we're going to see some kind of strategy to monetize the game, right? Like, I definitely think we're going to see a new mount, obviously. I'd be very surprised if they didn't do more mounts, because when they, you know, in the office, they thought, you know what if mount skins, right? Mount skins. Yeah. Then, yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good day for them. That guy probably got a promotion because they did extremely well. Right, they did extremely well there. So, yeah, a lot of money to be made there. But what's it going to be next? You know what, guys? Hear me out, right? I know you guys are going to call me crazy. I know you guys are going to actually fucking hard expose me. But what if they actually added capes? Do you know how much fucking money they make off capes?
I mean,
according to chat, like 4 or 5 of them would instantly quit, but they would make a ton of money. They would make a ton of money is the bottom line, especially anybody who played Guild Wars 1. There's a lot of nostalgia there that they'll cash in on.
But in Guild Wars 1, it was very guild-based, and capes were like a PvP thing. Like, PvEers, like, yeah, their guilds had capes, but no one gave a shit because they didn't have trim. Whereas,
now you can buy that trim in the gem store.
Now, yeah, that'll just
They'll
completely
give you a
make it devoid
solid
of any
color.
meaning,
They'll give you a solid
devoid of
color
any
cape.
meaning whatsoever.
The whole point of the entire point of Guild Wars 2 is that everything you do has no meaning. So that sounds perfect, actually. No.
And the most frustrating part will be all the keeps will be gemstone only. They won't give you any in the game for playing.
Well, no, you'll get what okay. Look, okay. Seriously, I am gonna. This is actually. I'm exposing ArenaNet. Okay, I am actually exposing ArenaNet. Let's talk, guys. Let's talk. Someone come and show me the default glider. Someone in game right now. I'm in the aerodrome, guys. Glide on screen. Glide
It looks
towards
like toilet
me.
paper.
It's
That
terrible.
was like
Someone log in and glide
left
to me
out in the sun
right now.
Like,
Come on.
It's terrible.
I have got a squad up, guys. Join the squad and glide at me with like the default glider. Come on, let's fucking go. Because seriously, like what they're gonna do, guys, is they're gonna give you the shittiest, like nastiest, horrible ass cape, right, for free in the game. But hey, if you want to look good, if you want to have that swag, then well, I know what we can do, dude. We can sort you out with the gem store, right? You know what I mean? And it's the same with mounts, but to a lesser degree. Like the mounts look amazing, actually, in the bait for the base, right? It looks really, really good. Even the Raptors do, right? But hey, you want to have some dye channels on that? Oh well, you know that. Oh, then you know what you need to do, right? You know what you need to do. You need to whip out that credit card. I don't know. I mean, yep, it's a strategy, right? I understand why they do that, and I'm not that salty about it. I do find it quite funny, though, I have to say. And yeah, that's exactly what would happen with capes.
Somebody's pointing out that there are in-game gliders. Yeah, there are 3 for the legendary back pieces: Fractals, World vs. World, and PvP. Right? All have their own gliders. Notice how they learned from that experience when it comes to mounts. How many legendary mounts can you get in the game for?
We all predicted that there would be a raid mount, like a mount skin that you got from raids. But it turns out that would have probably having a prestigious mount would have undercut mount sales quite a bit. Because I mean, I would never use a gemstore mount if I had a raid mount. I'd use a raid mount.
And by the way, according to ArenaNet, according to Mike O'Brien, they cannot afford to do regular looking mount skins unless it's in a RNG-ish type package.
And how's that? What do they mean? Can't afford?
That was his statement.
I mean, I don't understand how he says can't afford. Like the game's profitable. Like if the game was like just breaking even, and it was like we can't afford to lose a penny of monetization here, or else we're in the red.
I guess they can afford because you can buy a singular amount for 1,200 gems, I think. So there you go. That's the cost.
Yeah, I don't know if it feels like that's not the development cost.
Right, but
I am a little disappointed that they never went in that direction, right? With the mounts, like literally 0 mounts being obtainable in game. To me, as a consumer, guys, look, I think ArenaNet's business model is very fair, and I really like the game. But the fact that 0 mounts are obtainable in game, that does rub me the wrong way. I'm going to be brutal there. I am absolutely going to be brutal. That is a bit stupid, right? And it kind of pisses on horizontal progression. Guild Wars 2 is supposed to be about fashion wars, right? It's like making your character look great and picking your best look. But the only way you can do that is effectively by either buying it with real money or grinding gold and buying stuff in the gem store, right? I mean, yeah, technically you can obtain it, but I really think there is a huge difference, right, between playing the game and earning a reward and simply grinding completely unrelated content that literally anyone could do and then obtaining them outright. There is value in prestige and there is value in exclusivity. I think that's a big lesson that ArenaNet needs to learn, right? I really think ArenaNet should learn this because I honestly think that even casual players have got to get hacked off by that at some point, right? Like surely even casual players have got to feel, isn't it insanely obvious how spectacularly unspecial you are? Like not unique you are in Guild Wars 2. It's a bit sad, right? It's everyone is different, but everyone is different in exactly the same way because they've all got their fucking mount skins from the gem store. You have the same legendaries that you can buy on the trading post, right? You can. Oh yeah. What if you got a nice Doom chair? Okay, a nice Doom chair. Oh wait, that's on the fucking gem store as well because you can buy it with gold. Okay, and you can buy chairs on the gem store as well because that's easy money too. But yeah, I don't know. That's is really, really unfortunate. Exclusivity is important in games, I think. And having rewards tied to the game is a huge deal as well. You know, it really is. I wish that they did a little bit more of this, right? And attach rewards to the game instead of just putting everything in the gem store. I was talking about this on stream the other day, but I don't know the numbers in this, but I want someone to tell me. I want to know this number. What are the percentage of gem store skins to actual skins? Right? Like, what's going on there, dude? What the fuck is going on there?
I don't know since Path of Fire, but at Heart of Thorns, it was still ahead. Gem Store was behind in-game skins at Heart of Thorn release. I don't know if that's still true or not, but somebody did calculate it at some point.
I need to get on that.
I'll say this too. You know, currently in the background of the stream is somebody on one of the sky scale mounts. Looks objective, right? But I mean, I think it looks cool. Some people might not. But what if that was a raid reward? Or what if that was a reward for, some other type of content that you can earn?
That's elitist.
Without grinding gold. No, I think that's really important to a game. I mean, I talked earlier about how I really don't strive for too much in Guild Wars 2 because the rewards are kind of, I can go run around Silver Wastes. Why bother doing raids or whatever? You know what I mean? To earn gold and just buy whatever I want. I think if you have unique, and we've droned on about this endlessly, but I think if you have unique reward unique looking skins for certain pieces of content, I think it's really important because people will always ask, where did you get that from? Or that's really cool. And if the answer is, well, I had to get it by doing raids, by doing achievements and raids or whatever the case is, that might not work for 90% of the people, but it might work for 10%. It might entice them to get in there and get those rewards. And
yeah, I mean, aspirational stuff is sort of what makes people want to keep logging into a game. Like, you should always have something that you want to aspire to. And when you hit a point where you're like, I aspire to nothing in this game, I think your days are kind of numbered, like in terms of how long you're going to keep playing.
And to be fair, I will say this. I think the gold chair, the gold pile or whatever, that you could only get that by doing raids, correct? That's not buyable.
Yeah, you had to beat the challenge modes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like a step in the right direction,
yeah.
But I think mounts are more noticeable than a novelty chair. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially now with Skyscale, who just sits and hovers in LA for 8 hours a day or whatever. I just think that's a more like signaling thing for people to see.
Sure, and a mount is also has some practical use as well. A chair is just you sit there, right? The mount is actually something that you'll be using probably, right? And it a mount is also inherently cool. Right? It's got some inherent swag to it you want to show off. But it is a good point to bring up the fact that Arena did learn from Wing 5, and they didn't do that again, right? Like I imagine this is a bit sad, but I guess I'll take it. The reward scheme is just going to be a chair every single time, I think, for the new Raid Wing. Like when we get if and when we get Wing 8, then I imagine there'll be another chair for that. That's another thing. They added the Peerless Infusion, right? There was Infusion, but why is it sellable? It does actually make me a little bit triggered. Okay, why the fuck is it sellable? Stop it. Stop selling.
You to be able to convert your raid tokens into gold at some level is what they want you to be able to do.
I don't think it. I don't like that though. I think these rewards you just have to do the fucking raid. Get in there, do the raid.
Well, luckily, like very few people who don't raid even know that infusion exists, so they don't even know to look for it on the gem store because they have no idea it's.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. I have an important question for you. Would a Condi Renegade wielding a Conjure Earth Shield with Barrier be a DPS or increase or decrease over their normal weapons? I can't imagine that would be a DPS increase. That is probably gonna be a DPS decrease right there, I'm afraid.
I didn't even need. That was Boots asking that question before I knew it was Boots.
Yeah. It is good though. It is not bad. And raid. Of course you can technically buy all of that stuff with raid selling, but I mean, I don't really have a problem with the raid selling. I mean, a lot of people do actually. Like a lot of people buy Doom CM in particular. Like Doom CM has got to be that's that big business, dude. That big business. People are all over that CM. That's for sure, right? Farming that cash. But I mean, even in like every game, people are buying and selling runs, right? So I don't really view that as a big issue, to be honest, for Guild Wars 2. But well, I'll tell you what though. There is one thing that I think ArenaNet has been. They got away with this a little bit, right? Okay, and now this is not depression. This is now aggression stream. Not depression. It's aggression now. Okay, I'm calling ArenaNet out a bit here. Okay, they promised us more communication, right, about what's going on in the video game. Right? And we haven't got that, have we? Let's be honest. We haven't really seen a lot of communication. They gave us what do they do? They gave us that post, right? Where they said, yeah, legendary runes. Like, they gave us some stuff that was coming at some point in the future. It could be 5 years, right? Who the hell knows, right? Okay? But let's be honest. We need a little bit more than that, especially the veteran players need more than that. For a start, I really want to know if there's going to be a Wing 8, right? Why not just tell us? Because as it stands right now, I genuinely don't know if there's going to be another Raid Wing, guys. I'm in ArenaNet.
They don't know.
Like, their roadmap wasn't a roadmap.
Yeah.
Like, their roadmap was like, instead of like a map with like directions, their roadmap was like maybe we're going to Grandma's house, maybe not. Later. Like, and that was it. Like, that's not.
There's a small possibility we'll stop by Uncle Bob's as well.
Yeah,
we can't promise that. What if they don't know if there's going to be another?
Yeah, they probably they have to know. They have to be planning. Like, they have to be 9 months ahead.
Yeah,
at all times.
Well, they definitely know, because if there is going to be a raid, then they're already working on it, right?
Yeah, they're probably just wrapping up voiceover now. That's the usual excuse. Like,
so that's how long it
finishing
takes.
touches on that voiceover.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's some good shit right there. Yeah, it's gonna take them like 9 months to to polish up that voice. But yeah, other than that, it's all good, guys.
I'll help them out. Kadeem, no! Like, there you go. It's over. I wrapped up production for them.
Dude, I would be a good raid boss, right? I think, guys. Oh man, I will do voice acting for the raid if they need it, guys. Let's fucking go. Okay, you guys. So if ArenaNet, you need someone to be a boss, I'll do it. Right? I'll yell at people. Right? If someone dies, right, I will just say like, what are you doing? You are fucking shit. Okay, that's think about that, guys. How about that? What about a boss that flames you? Right? It just starts flaming you. All of us play the raid's muted. The clown boss. Yeah. Like the skill point, right? Give me a best scream of agony. I don't need to do. There'll be no need for a death animation, death voice because I'll never die, right? I will never die. Yeah, Teapot clown. It's like like if it was gonna be like a clown boss, it would just be like the circus, right? In where is it? Near Corticus's manor, right? That would be good. How does it feel to make it so far only to fail? Yeah, that is good actually. That is really, really nice actually. That is some good shit.
They can use old Brazil TeaTimes if they need an agony scream.
Yeah. Yeah, Brazil would just randomly scream, wouldn't he? Actually, yeah, that would happen. Yeah, that's
or you can use
right,
Vic. Yeah. Pick your poison.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Vic's a snake as a raid boss would be amazing. Right, that would.
They could use his release line that releases little mobs that you have to fight while the boss is getting away from you.
Yeah. I just want to know what their plans are, really. And I think it would set a lot of people's mind at rest if they actually communicated it, right? Seriously, no joke. I really think it would help with a lot of the frustration and anxiety surrounding the game. Like, if I'm really, at the moment, I am actually in the Zen phase, guys. Like, in the stages of grief, right? I don't know what the stages of grief are, right? But I'm nearly at acceptance, right? I am Zen, right? I'm like, I'm like meditating at this point now. The arms are up, I'm doing some like weird poses or something, like some like arm movements, right? Like, I am actually in the acceptance phase at this point. Okay, no matter what ArenaNet said, right? I probably wouldn't be upset at this point. Right, like even if they literally just did a massive post and it was just Mike Z like flipping me off saying "fuck you, Teapot," I actually wouldn't be that upset. To be honest, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
Finally,
right,
they're talking to
me. Finally, you admit it, ArenaNet, okay. Right, so even if they went there, then I'm completely okay with it. So I am, even if they said like there's never going to be another raid, and you know what, fractal CMs, we hate fractal CMs. In fact, it disgusts us to even put CMs in the raids. Like, even if they went there, like at least they just say, right, like then it's fine. No, guys, it is not denial. How is it denial? I've already done anger, I've done bargaining, guys. You don't remember like the entire year? Yeah, denial, yeah, definitely, that was me.
Denial was what Teapot said. 2018 is going to be the year of Guild Wars 2. That was denial. That was.
I've done anger. I've definitely done anger, guys. Okay, and bargaining. I've definitely been bargaining. Okay, with Guild for a very long time.
If they come out with a new raid this month, we'll hold it together.
Exactly. Dude, the denial was when I was like, yeah, guys, Wing 6 is gonna bring back the raid scene. Oh yeah, ooh. But yeah. No. Okay, that doesn't happen. What was next after denial? So we did denial, anger, bargaining. Yeah, I've done that one. Depression. Well, do I need to?
That was definitely.
That was like the last 6 months. Okay. So that like we've definitely done that one. Now I'm excited. Guys, look. It's all good. Ooh. You can't tell you I'm not sad anymore, guys. Right? Put the umbrellas away. I am at acceptance.
We've accepted it.
Yeah.
I crafted an amazing axe in Path of Exile. Amazing. Okay. High DPS axe.
Yeah, high DPS.
Very high DPS.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, I've accepted that I'll never have any meaningful loot in Guild Wars 2. So, got to get loot somewhere else.
It's fucking good, dude. Will you do AT? Probably not, because we are, tea time rages on. But yeah, anyway, acceptance is indeed there, and so yeah, I just really wish we'd get some proper communication, because that is something that ArenaNet said they would do, okay, and they haven't delivered on it, have they? No, they haven't. It feels bad, man. And I think it would really be one of the best things they could do right now. Other thing, and maybe not. I think I do have a bit of a warped perspective on this, because I think most people actually don't care. Like, they actually don't care, I suppose. Yeah, that is. Why they make raid content for you guys? Seems like a money hole, right? Well, I don't know. Like, I think it generates a lot of hype. Right? It generates a lot of hype. They get Twitch viewership, right? Like, it brings veteran players back to the game. I feel like you do need a backbone of some amount of players, right? Like, if you don't have a proper backbone, then it is going to be very much lacking, actually. So surely they need that, but then again, maybe they don't. I guess they don't, then, I suppose.
They don't need it, but like, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ripped, dude. Wait, someone ping me. If you quit Guild Wars 2, will you continue TeaTime streaming? I have no idea what TeaTime will become, actually, after I quit Guild Wars 2. But don't worry, guys, you'll find out. It will finally be the end of Season 1 of TeaTime. It will evolve into something entirely else, right?
It's a long first season.
Yeah, long first season, but I just... you got to make it last, right? You got to stretch it out. Got to get value out of it. But yeah, it will definitely be a little bit bit different.
We need like a where are they now thing after the credits. Like,
as far as where are they now, I can just imagine like Brazil's on a beach somewhere, sipping a Mai Tai, just relaxing.
Yeah. He's gone off to paradise. He's escaped. He broke the chain, right? He's out.
Brazil or Boots is in the U.S. walking his dog. Where are they now?
Oh, dude. I mean, Boots. Boots. Look what happened to Boots. He betrayed us, Inks. Okay, he fucking. But look at him. Look at he's in the chat right now, not on tea time. I mean, what is this?
Boots
dude?
is a busy guy.
Okay. Oh, dude. He's turned us down for like softball and shit, man. Unbelievable. And his dog as well. Oh, wow. Okay, like we're worth less to Boots than a dog. Okay, boom. There you go. I actually exposed Boots. Boots is hard exposed right there. That's brutal.
You guys can come film me at the padded room at the mental institute. And where are they now?
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
There is one thing.
He's leaving for a month on Tuesday.
Yeah. Wow. He's out of here. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, DeRoyer's cruising in his convertible down the coast.
Yeah. DeRoyer hasn't quit though. Like he's going to be around. I think he's just traveling around, right? Like he is. Like he doesn't hate the game or anything. He's just doing some other stuff, right? But again, to bring it back into the mix there, like on the communication thing. I think. Do you know what we've got a prime example of lack of communication? When's the balance patch, guys? Anyone know?
Delayed, from what I heard, through back channels.
I mean, look. Now, I know that not a lot of people play PvP, right? But a balance patch is pretty bloody important, right? Like, this is not just some, irrelevant trash, right? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is actually a big deal. Like, this will massively impact PvP, right? It will massively impact, well, probably not world versus world, and it might change a fair bit in PvE as well, right? So I don't understand why they don't communicate this stuff earlier, right? Like they did one time they showed the notes early, right? Prospective balance patches. But wouldn't it be so much better if they posted them early, right? And say, hey, this is what we're thinking of addressing and why, right? And then the community could give feedback and they could talk to the top players.
Feedback is completely worthless.
Well, it's from top players,
not for like even the top players give terrible feedback. Like every balance patch, we've heard so-called top players like scream about things that became completely trivial. Like remember after Berserker and PvP got nerfed, and there were still people saying it wasn't nerfed hard enough. It's like, well, now you don't even see Berserker in PvP and they completely overreacted. Like top player feedback is worthless. Like no one can digest the changes within a metagame until at least some time of playing with it has passed. Like, I don't know. People can make calls, but like it.
I suppose so.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
like, you can go, wow, that looks like it's going to be really good, but like, who could tell if it's going to be so good that it like crushes everything?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, especially in Guild Wars 2, people tend to be a little bit reactionary, right? There's a little bit of that about the place. People are maybe maybe a little bit biased, a bit of class bias is there as well. Maybe not ideal, especially with the Elementalist mains and PvE perhaps. A little bit of bias, maybe Chrono as well. I suppose Chrono did have a bit of a rough time, constantly changing, but I don't know, like keeping the game fresh, right, is a big deal, and this balance patch is going to be a big deal. So just really across the board. I mean, just to go back to the general point here, ArenaNet, please talk to us, okay? Please, okay? Just listen, give us a little listen. We could have a back and forth, have some talks about some stuff and get excited together. But to be honest, to go full circle all the way to depression, I mean, realistically, it makes no fucking difference, dude. Okay? I don't think they don't watch Tea Time for a start, let's be honest here. Like, why would they? And unfortunately, anything we say here is unlikely to change anything. I'm gonna fucking cut that out of the video, okay? We're not saying that, okay? But it is ultimately true. I think ArenaNet have their plan, and they're going to stick to their guns no matter what. And realistically, yeah, you know what, guys? I would even go as far as say, like, yeah, I'm not really that important, right? We've got a good chunk of viewers here for Guild Wars 2. Oh yeah, but hey, even if I was a 20k viewer, hotshot streamers, fresh from Teamfight Tactics or Dota 2 Auto Chess, I don't think that would make any difference either. you know, it's. I don't think that's how they develop. I don't think it's any part of their development workflow is taking feedback, right? You know what I mean? It's not in their plan, right? You know, that's just not how it goes for Guild Wars 2, unfortunately. So, hey, the why we're having this conversation is just for fun, right? Ultimately, Guild Wars 2 for me has evolved to something I just kind of do in the background, right? While I just talk to my friends, and Tea Time is actually the ultimate evolution of that, because now I'm just talking to my friends and the game is literally in the background. I'm not even playing it, right? Like this is actually one of my favorite things to do, is just actually avoid the game and just talk about it instead. I could do this all day. You know, I could really do this all day. And I don't even have to play. It's like bonus room.
It's a bit of a spicy one. If you signed Tea Time up for the streaming schedule, do you think they would host Tea Time on the Guild Wars 2 channel like they are for the art?
Yeah, they would.
Oh, that's bold.
like you say no.
Yeah. No, they definitely would. No. This is one thing I will never criticize ArenaNet for, actually. If you sign up for this sort of stuff, and if you use the systems that they have in place, they will absolutely deliver on it, okay? And you know what, guys? You will. There are some things that are very frustrating dealing with the partner program, okay? But if you act within the framework that exists, I'm not going to leak anything here, obviously, guys, okay? If you do stuff that exists within the framework that they have set forth, they will 100% deliver on it, okay? Right? They are the Apple of partner programs, right? Like, as soon as you try and go outside the rules, you're fucked, right? But act within those rules, you're going to have a great time. And to be honest, I will never complain about the deal and agreement that any partner has with the partner program, because honestly, it is an absolutely insanely good deal, right? Okay, let's just go there, right? That you don't have to, you can shit talk the game as much as you want. The only thing they don't like is you can't play gacha and you can't like go after people, otherwise you're going to end up like Brazil. Right, so that's those are the two limits. So when it comes to the partner program, I really don't have any complaints, and maybe I'm just too much of a shill, but I don't know. Like that's pretty fair, right, guys? Surely that's pretty fair.
Yeah, I mean it's reasonable.
Yeah, it's yeah. No gacha is allowed, guys. Okay, no fucking gacha. Make ArenaNet host you and play raw gacha. No, the thing is though, Mike, like they would insta unhost.
That's
right?
called breaking the rules.
Yeah, they would insta unhost. They hosted Jaw, right, and they unhosted him because he had his chat was playing the sound effects of like wooden potatoes saying penis, right? They were like spamming penis. As soon as they host it, which is quite funny actually. But I mean, I feel like that doesn't deserve an unhost, but it is really funny, though. It is really funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't know. You have to realize that when they have the stream playing in like their cafeteria, when they have it streaming on the main big TV that they have there. Yeah, they do. So I don't know. Do you want to have your employees sitting around eating lunch, listening to wooden potatoes say penis over and over again?
I mean, that's basically what they do anyway. I'm not gonna lie.
Funny as that might be to us, you know, I don't know that's the work environment they're interested in necessarily.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Of course. Big L says,
well, now that Jaw's in the Final Fantasy community, their devs can watch wooden potatoes say penis and enjoy it. And that's just how it'll have to be.
Yeah, it's good. Let's see, guys. Listen up, chat. If we were gonna do a tea time and actually do you guys actually want me to do that? Because you know what, I bet you. Okay, right. Who wants to bet me that they'll do it? Come on, chat. Put your money where your mouth is. Okay.
What are we betting?
Right. I bet that they'll do it. I bet that they would host. Okay.
I bet that they will say no.
Okay. What's it gonna be?
Yeah. They won't say no, but they'll be like, "Oh, this conflicts with our weekend art stream. Sorry." No availability.
Yeah. Okay, I will bet you 5 subs that they would host Tea Time if I sign up for the schedule. Okay.
All right, deal.
Okay, deal. 5 subs. That I can't wait. Actually, fuck, I haven't checked. Can you do it on a Sunday? I don't know if you can actually, it's actually available on a Sunday. I'd have to actually check. Have I like insta lost here? I'm not sure. Okay, I might have actually screwed myself here, but you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna, I'll take the bet.
They're doing like a thing now.
Okay. You know what? I'm next tea time, guys. We're gonna do. It will be about the balance, probably, maybe if there's a balance patch. Well, yeah. Okay, if there's a balance patch, well, I'll do it next week, or I'll try and come up with like a special tea time for next week. And there you go. It's gonna be great. That's what we're gonna do, boys. Okay. So yeah, you know what? And chat, listen up. You guys have to follow through on this. Okay, who thinks they won't do it? All right, let's get a chat vote going here. All right, listen up. Chat.
Yay or nay?
Yay or nay? Vote yay if they're gonna do this shit. Okay. Vote yay if they do it. Vote nay if they will refuse. Anyone who puts vote nay, if they actually do it, then you guys have to sub. Okay, that's how it works. That's how the fuck it works. Real. Okay? They might do it, but they will unhost you during tea time. Here's the thing though, guys. Like, if you say vote nay, then you actually have to sub if they do.
Yeah, but what do the people who vote yay lose if they don't?
Then
this is not a fair bet.
I mean, yeah,
like,
I win.
Anything.
No, they get no. I mean, look. This isn't. If the vote yay people lose, then they just have like the shame. Okay. Then I'll play Gashi on stream or something.
They don't have any shame, so it's like betting with nothing.
I'll gift some subs. If they don't do it, I'll throw out some subs in the community. Okay, that's how it works. I gift 5 Ink subs, right, in Inks' channel, and I'll gift some subs in my own channel, which is technically you're allowed to do that, so it's not breaking TOS. Nice. There you go. Boom. But yeah, do we have to sub if they host the whole thing? Well, I'm not sure how. I think they only host for like an hour anyway, so I don't think they do a pure full host. Maybe I can though. Actually, no, I think I can get it for 2 hours. Sure, yeah, we can get it for 2 hours. Okay, but anyway, okay, we're not doing that. Okay, we're getting a little bit distracted here. There is one more thing we didn't talk about actually, and this is a pretty cool thing actually, and it's the World versus World core event. This was kind of cool. Kind of the final topic for the tea time, as well as I did actually, I messed around. I didn't actually stream. I ended up playing it off stream, and you know what? It's actually a cool little mechanic, actually. So what happens is you kill players, right? You collect up, you get this special action hotkey, and you can get some new abilities from a different class, right? Like you know what? That is actually quite high effort, right? And it's a fun little gimmick, actually. The skills you get are not particularly insane, obviously, but you know what? I really like the idea. I think it is fun. It's it obviously took a bit of work to do, right? So that, you know, hey, Wolvers would get something at least, and you know, bonus XP as well. That's a bonus meals on. Yeah, it's broken. I've seen something really weird shit with Hollowsmith, I think, but maybe I'm talking about something completely different, right? But you know what? I've got to say that's something cool that they've done for World versus World, actually. You know, it's actually not too bad, you know? So, yeah, well done, ArenaNet, on that. You can infinitely refresh your cooldown with a special action and have the same... Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay, that doesn't sound good, but I'm sure if they ironed out the creases, it could be actually pretty cool, to be honest. Like, yeah, Bulls Charge Reaper. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I like it. It's definitely bringing back a bit of energy to that. I mean, of course, it's not going to be particularly relevant for like Zerging, because, well, you know, yeah,
they're testing out subclass.
You've already got really good skills. Yeah, subclass. Yeah. I don't know. I definitely like it. It doesn't. The one criticism I will have is that it doesn't actually fix the massive issues with
it ruined roaming for the week. Chat says, like, roaming was like this vibrant thing that was happening in World v World. Come on.
Yeah, judging it with Spellbreak into Insta Bubble on Enemy Bubble. Yeah, that's fun. See, right there, the interaction like that is actually pretty cool, right? I imagine they were very conservative with the abilities they gave you, right? Because they didn't want to make it completely broken. But yeah, like roaming was already a meme. Like who cares about that, right? And yeah, it shows that they at least are aware of the game mode. But to be honest, this is where I do have to kind of bring down the negativity and kind of bring down the hammer here, because ArenaNet, okay. Meme events are great, and this was actually a pretty cool one here, and it wasn't, you know, lame as fuck. So very well done. It was a cool event, but here's the issue. There are massive, glaring problems with World versus World that have not been addressed. Alliances are God knows how far away. I mean, I honestly, are we even going to see alliances this year? I mean, surely we are, right? There's no way it's going to be 2020. That's just not possible. Like, it's got to be 2019. I'd be amazed if there's going to be if alliances will be next year, right? So I do think we are going to get alliances this year. But I mean, that still isn't here yet. And to us, even when alliances come out, there's a lot of balance issues with World versus World. I can definitely understand that playing World versus World with a guild would be fun, but playing it just in a Zerg or without an organized group, it is not good, dude. I don't like it. I really don't like Scourge gameplay. Or like the weird rangy bullshit. It's just not good, right? It's unfun. It's spammy. It's really AIDS. Not a big fan of that gameplay, unfortunately. Not the biggest fan of it. So I really hope they address the balance at some point. That would, if anything could actually bring me back, guys. Look, right, ArenaNet. If by any chance you are watching this, if there's anything that could bring me back to Guild Wars 2, it would definitely be World versus World with like a full balance rework. Probably setting it back to more like the power level of HOT, something like that, with full redesigns on like all of the World versus World specs, then that would absolutely bring me back to the game, actually. If I could bring my guild especially, then I would actually probably enjoy the game. Like, World versus World is all I need to enjoy Guild Wars 2. Like, it is, in my opinion, the ultimate game mode for Guild Wars 2.
They still need a reason to make you care about whether you win or not. Like, that seems to be the most fundamental problem. Like, Alliance is great, but why would I have Alliance? Why would I fight for Alliance pride when I wasn't fighting for server pride? Like, it doesn't matter. The core thing is they have to figure out how to make winning matter, make you care about the outcome. And like anything else is just reshuffling the deck and just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
That's what alliances should be, though, right? Alliances are trying to restore guild pride. I imagine we'll see reward reworks coming through there, actually, with alliances as well. They want to rework attacking and defending as well. Like, attacking is terrible for reward's sake in World versus World right now. Like, you get a champ bag, right? So I imagine they are going to change that so it becomes a bit more objective centric. Right? As right now, people just bash into each other. They like to hit each other. Like, yeah, let's go. And there's no real motivation to attack tier 3 structures because you get nothing for it and it's not fun, right? And the same with, ultimately the same with defending as well. Like, defending, you're just going to get, it's a lot of effort to defend because you've got to just, not be out there fighting and killing stuff. And you're basically just AFK, like, on an arrow turret, right? Like, it's not that good. So, yeah, they definitely need to incentivize players to actually want to play the game mode instead of just bashing into each other, right? And I do think that will come with alliances, actually. Like, Ben has spoken about wanting to do this sort of thing, or the developers wanting to do this sort of thing, and I trust Ben. But when that will arrive is very much the question of the moment, right? The suspense is killing us, as you can say. And, it's a bit of a meme title there on the TeaTime guys, so I think the suspense is killing the game, ultimately, or certainly killing some of those game modes. Yeah. There you have it. Yeah.
And then if I heard you say right, that even after they have Swiss in the tournaments for PvP, the finals of the monthly ATs are still going to be best of one.
When I heard this, I was very sad. Okay, I was very, very sad. Yes. So the biggest issue, in my opinion, with monthly AT right now is that the thing that wins it all is a best of one, right? The same as all the other rounds. Okay. And Swiss is going to come around, and it's going to make it so you can get to the final more, easily. Because if you fuck up against one team, you still have another chance, right? You're not done, right? Even if you mess up, right? You're not done, which is something, right? But yeah, I've heard that unfortunately, even when Swiss comes out, the final it'll be Swiss to get there, right? But it's going to end up as a best of one again. So the Swiss will effectively funnel into a simple single elimination bracket just like now. and it will be best of ones.
What bothers me about that is it isn't like that, and that isn't the choice that they made because that's how they want it. It's because there's either technical limitations or engine limitations or they're just limited. They don't have the choice to make it best of 3. You know what I mean? Like if they sat at a meeting and were like weighing the pros and cons and decided that best of 1 was the way to go, and they're like, this is purely a design decision. We could have done it either way. We looked at the pros and cons and we decided best of 1 is the way to go. That would be reasonable. Like, even if I disagreed with the conclusion, but my understanding is that it's a tech issue and it's like we can't make it best of 3. And just the fact that like their game is so unwieldy and the code base is so messed up that they don't have, like, they couldn't make it best of 3 even if they wanted to. Just, it means that there's a fundamental flaw. Like, and I'm sorry to say that, like, if Guild Wars 3 was one of the projects that they canceled, they need to go back to finishing it, because if you can't maintain your current game, like when they say we can't make it best of 3, that's them essentially saying we can't maintain our current game and update it. We can't maintain and update our current game. If you can't maintain your current game, you need to have another game that you can somewhere. Like that's just crazy. Like, it's crazy to be like, yeah, we can't maintain the game, we can't update it. It's just like a runaway train, completely out of control. And when it breaks someday, then no one will be able to fix it, and that's it. Like, that's insane. Like, that's a crazy thing for a company to say.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate, right? And they do have these limitations in place. It's not just a resources thing. It is also that. And, you know, Frosty is being a bit cynical, but I think he's right here. Like, I think Swiss, it might even be not the best thing at this point, because it's just going to make the tournaments a lot longer. Especially the monthly is going to end up like, ooh, you're going to be playing a hell of a lot of games, right? And that might actually piss people off. Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to, unfortunately, there are a lot of mismatches in monthly AT and just daily ATs in general. And you're going to end up playing against a lot of teams that are maybe not on the same level, right? Like, you're going to get a lot of stomps and a lot of one-sided matches both ways, right? And that's quite unfortunate, right? It is going to be a bit unfortunate. Yeah, exactly, Nara, right? It's going to play like 3 times longer, buddy, daily AT, because it's Swiss. That is going to be a little, rough there. So, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, Swiss is good because sometimes what Swiss will counteract, guys, is suppose that, last monthly AT, it was Aeon's team on EU. This is Aeon's team into Chunsu's team, right, for the final, right? Suppose that by chance had happened halfway through the tournament. Right, that now will not be the end for the team that loses there. They will have a chance to come back round again, right? So that is what it prevents. It will prevent the early knockouts for good matches, right? So in other words, really strong teams that meet each other early, and then one of them it gets knocked out. That won't happen. So it protects that. So Swiss is a good thing, guys, for that level of consistency, right? Okay, so it isn't. We're not. I don't want to. Say, oh wow, it's worthless, right? It is still going to improve the consistency of the tournament, right? However, it does suck that it isn't best of 3. That would be a lot better, right? It really should be a lot better. But hey, that is how it goes, right? That is how it goes, right? There you go. It is a bit unfortunate, but again, this is not something that ArenaNet has decided it would be good to communicate on. Because why not? Why would they communicate about that sort of thing? It's not important, is it? And yeah, I don't know. I think it's time to wrap up. I don't want to get. I think it's going downhill, dude. Like, look at Inks. Inks is just like, yes, the depression. He loves it. He loves it.
I think every tea time I'm somewhere between depression and acceptance. I'm riding that fence.
Yeah,
I'm right on the line.
I'm full acceptance, dude.
Someday we'll beat the hope out of you, and you'll be with us in acceptance land.
Yeah.
You're only depressed because you still have hope. If you didn't have any optimism, you wouldn't feel bad now.
Exactly.
Just gotta.
I don't have anything this time. I don't have a different send off. Play
Wow.
play Euro Trucker.
Yeah, Euro
Support
Truck
your
Simulator.
Guild Wars 2 streamer.
Okay,
Yep, do it.
okay.
I need to
Alrighty then.
invest in a proper wheel and everything.
Yeah, so you're gonna go for the
And a
full
horn.
role play. The
I need to get
full role play.
I need to get a full role play. Yeah, I need to get one of those Elgato things and press the horn button.
Oh, whoa, wow. So you want to get immersed in that trucker simulator then. I like it. I do. I got to respect the effort, dude. I do, actually. I really do. So that's good. That's good. But all right. So I think that's going to be it for tea time, guys. I am going to be streaming afterwards. So I got some stuff to do. So we're gonna keep going. We're not done, guys. We're not done yet. Okay, get ready for more content. Bonus memes. Yeah, bonus memes. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm about to, you're about to learn about our amazing hosts today on the show. There's content is a little bit, it's a little bit scant right now, so we're trying to still come up with some interesting things to talk about, and hopefully you have enjoyed the stream today, guys. It went a little bit rambling there. We tried to keep it on topic, but you know what? Sometimes that's okay, right? Sometimes that is okay to kind of keep, kind of go all over the place, a bit of a free-form discussion. I think that's good sometimes. But let's get into this. Let's see. Okay, it is joining me in the acceptance phase. Okay. Path of Exile Axe Crafter. It's Nike.
Yep, that's it. Playing some Path of Exile, some Zwift, some IRL cycling, all the fun stuff. Still making the occasional Guild Wars 2 YouTube video when relevant, when a relevant topic occurs. But yeah, I don't think I will probably ever stream Guild Wars 2 again. There's
Holy
just
shit.
nothing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Coalescence crafting stream was not good. It did not go well.
Get the umbrellas out. Oh my god.
But,
oh no.
We still got YouTube, boys. I'll still make YouTube videos.
Man.
Yeah.
Inks, please. You got to lift us up here a bit, man. Give us some PMA energy.
I haven't been defeated by Coalescence because I'm nowhere even close, so I got a while to go yet. However, I am playing Fetch with Arena. I apparently have to do that 3 times, so that sounds like a lot of fun. And hide and seek.
Nice.
Hide and seek.
That's fun.
So yeah, I streamed that this week. I guess I'll be streaming that more next week. I got some construction coming up. Finally, they're gonna fix my place, so I might be out of commission for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, we just lost the game.
Yeah, I just DC'd. Nice.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I'll see you on Tea Time.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, that's some good shit, Inks. Be sure to follow Inks and Nike for that YouTube content from Nike. And of course, Inks is about the place going crazy. And then of course, it is me. I'm still here, guys. I am. I do feel a bit like the last stalwart here. Okay, it's just, it's just me left over. Okay. And it's like me and Boyce are streaming every day. Like Boyce still repping that, and Zebaneth, she's still here, going strong. But I feel like it's starting to deteriorate, man. We gotta hold on. We gotta hold on to the Twitch community, man. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Don't worry, guys. I see the match or anything. I'm paying attention, all right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tea time. I'm playing the AT coming up next. For that bonus content, will be spicy, I'm sure. We're going to observe that epic PvP content. But yeah, follow the stream, guys, if you want to see more of this sort of thing. I stream every day, Guild Wars 2, maybe some other stuff as well. Like Envy's trying to force me to play BDO. Maybe you guys want to see that. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let me know. I'm not going to play Final Fantasy. I'm not going to play that fucking weeb shit, guys, okay? Like, don't suggest weeb games, right? BDO is just barely, okay? Right? Barely not weeby enough, okay? For that, right? So yeah, just watch out for that, okay? But anyway, thanks for watching. Follow the stream, subscribe on YouTube, okay? Go. Big content, right? And yeah, also support the Elitist Rating Party as well. Go, easy. It's some good shit as well. Okay, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and well, just keep watching because I'm not actually going anywhere. So yeah. Farewell, my friends on YouTube. Be sure to leave an amusing comment, okay? With just enough spice to be entertaining. Thanks, guys. All right.